Hey, Virgo, welcome to Pluto in a Strange Land. The 2023 spring reading from Planet Waves. I'm Eric Coppolino, your friendly neighborhood astrologer here, reporting in from the, hold on, let's get that hand gesture right, friendly neighborhood Broadway Lights Diner, where they invite me to shoot video, and then they bring me food. It's wonderful. Okay, so, and really, really good on the gluten-free angle of things. This place changes the deep fryer oil every single day and makes all the difference. All right, so we'll come back to, a major theme of this reading is going to be work and well-being, since Pluto is going to be present in your house of work and well-being on and off until November 2024, and then on for the next 19 years. And that would be Pluto in Aquarius. And so that is coming up. And that, of course, is the central purpose of this reading, the strange land, of course, being Aquarius. What I'd like to do, though, is tell you a little bit about where Pluto has been for the previous 15 or so years of your life, and that is in Capricorn and your fifth house. This is a profound transit for you. Pluto's been in your fellow Earth sign, Capricorn. Capricorn is the fifth place from Virgo, so that works whether you're Virgo sun or Virgo rising or somehow strongly Virgo identified. When we put Virgo as the first place, the first sign as the reference house and sign, then Capricorn is in place number 5. And if you've been following my readings a long time, I pretty much say this every time I read for Virgo and the topic of Capricorn and Pluto comes up, which it has been doing since like 2007. So the majority of my astrology career has been spent reading Pluto in Capricorn-related charts. Is that to have Capricorn in the fifth place is a kind of an inherent contradiction, because the fifth is about fun and pleasure and play and making art and gaming of various different kinds, and it's about sex of the kind that either young people have just because it's the thing to do and they're driven by their passion and their curiosity and their desire to experiment, or for older people it is the kind of sex that you have on the art studio couch, right? Because the art studio is the fifth house, and there's a sexual element to the fifth, and when you combine the two, you get an environment that is not and you combine sex and art. You put sex in the environment of art. This is different from the marital bed. It's different from any form of prostitution. It's different from, unless there's like a very clever artist who pays for their paints and canvases by inviting patrons into the art studio and having sex with them. That would be another dimension of this. But the idea is there's a playful quality to everything in the fifth, including the sex of the fifth. But Capricorn puts a serious grown-up adult cast over the fifth. So this is why you think of Virgo as being the sign of kids who had to carry the groceries and who were given adult responsibilities, or somebody who was an older sibling at age 11 and made responsible for taking care of the 3-year-old younger sibling, or even the twins, and was playing the role of the parent while they were still in childhood, or people who took care of their parents, people who were raising their parents, which a lot of us latchkey era kids, meaning like basically 60s, 70s, and 80s kids, spent a lot of time, taking care of our parents and doing adult responsibilities. But to have Virgo, as your reference sign puts Capricorn there, and so there can often be the sense with anything Virgo of a missed childhood. Of a childhood that was spent, that was invested, having to be too grown up, too young, and too serious, too young. And then when you get later in life, you realize, wow, I really need to play. I really do need an art studio. I really do need, not want, a garden, this kind of thing. And so, but, but the thing that has changed this whole environment is that Pluto has come through during the past 15 years. Here's how that looks. Virgo here. Virgo. Mr. Microphone. Virgo here. Libra, 2. Scorpio, 3. That's important. Communication style. Virgo is naturally rational, but to have Scorpio as your third place is like, well, there's a lot of emotion behind that rationality. And then there is, my God, what is it? Sagittarius, of course, 4th, and then Capricorn 5th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th place. The whole zodiac system is relational. If you've ever studied music theory, it's very similar to the modes. What's the 5th mode of C? It's G. Oh, that's a G. G is very similar to C. But if you play G with all the white keys, then you end up with so forth. Okay. So in this modal system of astrology, the 5th place, Capricorn, for you has been visited by Pluto. All of that sense of duty and responsibility and compulsion to be an adult when you were little has basically been kind of turned to mud by Pluto. None of those boundaries exist or apply, and I would imagine that this has been these years of Pluto and Capricorn have been a creatively fertile time for you, in that you have wanted to, at the very least, integrate your sense of Virgo-ish, Capricorn-ish duty with some passion, and live in a with some gusto. 5th house, by the way, is one of the best places to have a Pluto transit, especially if you have Capricorn there. So this is, there are certainly downsides to this. I mean, there may have been some real challenges with your own children or with their children. You may have had to make the final confrontation with your family. Fuck all you fuckers, I am a sculptor. That kind of thing. You can call me whatever you want. You can still tell me I should have gone to secretarial school when I'm 56, but you know where to stick it. Now I'm going to go home and play with my welding iron. Okay, so this is something you will take with you. You can take with you. And I would claim your transformation, claim your right to continue to revert ongoing to a much more elementally childlike state of being. It happens to all Virgos and all Capricorns. They tend to grow younger as they get older, and you've had a lot of help from Pluto kind of gently or not so gently chewing its way through Capricorn and dismantling all the guilt and all the family bondage and baggage, and it's still not too late if you haven't finished doing that. Now, where Pluto lands next, and it's going to make a transition, which let me draw that in here. We now are going to have Pluto right on the cusp of 5 and 6, right? And 6 is an extension of the 5th, but the 6th kind of formalizes and turns into a business structure, the art studio. So if you think of a successful artist, the person who helps the artist manage their affairs, or the office off to the side of the studio where you keep the separate computer with the accounting books on it or whatever it may be, that's the 6th house. The 6th house turns things into a professional operation. That is not inherently a factor of the 5th, but it must be in the 6th. And so this is about the professionalization of your creative abilities.